Hey, this is Pølaroit, and this is our 30 minutes from scratch to track session.
For this session we are using Oliver Koletzki's new sample pack. Hope you like it.
Enjoy!
First we're selecting the kick drum. Olli has 15 really good samples and we directly found our starting point for the track. We are always using a kick drum instead of a click because we can directly feel the mood of the track. We are cutting the low frequencies of the kick just to focus on new samples.
Next, we're looking for some harmonic samples to find a nice texture and already get the atmosphere for the track. So we really like the guitar samples and just start playing around with it.
Always exciting to see how some samples harmonize directly with each other. So we can easily start with this main sample and build other samples around it. A trick that always works for us for cool textures, just take a nice sample and stretch it to 999 BPM. This way Ableton becomes a granular synthesizer. And as always, don't forget to cut your lows. The basic mood is set, so I'm going to the piano. What you can see now is a typical Pølaroit move. Jonas improvises on the piano while I drag random drums into the project. The whole thing might seem a bit chaotic, but it always works quite well for us.
Most of the time I start looking for some nice chords that set the mood, so that's how the typical Pølaroit sound is created. For recording we use our Neumann KM184, simple AB setup and directly into the interface.
For the recording I activate Jonas' headphones and mute our speakers so that our playback is not on the recording.
Okay.
We only have time for one take, so we will go straight on, quickly clean up the recording and creating some space with our go-to reverb.
Now that we have our harmony with the piano chords, we need a bass to support it. Ollie has some really cool electric bass samples that somehow fit directly to our organic recording. For something like this, we normally would bring a bass player into the studio. The sample works just as well here.
Every sample has its own frequencies and tone, so it's important to find the right warping mode. For this sample, the warping mode tones works quite well.
The bass sample plays an A all the time, so I pitch it to the chords I played on the piano. The harmony I just played begins with an F major, followed by D minor, A minor, and G major.
Now we are looking how our kick sounds to the new created bass and remove the cutoff filter. Because it's an electric bass, we have a lot of interesting content in the high and mid frequencies, and we don't need to sidechain that a lot. So we are using a 2-band crossover just to sidechain the low frequencies.
To add more energy to the track, we are back in the sample pack from Ollie and searching for a nice clap that fits to our track. We made the sample length uneven so that the clap is always moving.
For the clap we want to add some Pølaroit texture. For this we are using our production music live sample pack and search for the perfect fit. The clap gets more body, more punch, but it's way too long, so we are adding a transient shaper just to shorten it up. The clap is missing some high content. For this we are adding a Tanzbass snare and it glues the whole clap together. When it comes to reverb, especially for drums, we are using the plate reverb or the convolution reverb. To glue everything just a bit more together, we are adding another transient shaper to have an even tail for the whole clip.
The crystallizer is always a nice tool to create beautiful ear candies, so we put it on the melody of the guitar and just played around with it. Even if the crystals are super beautiful, you really have to be careful with it, otherwise it distracts from the main element. You may have seen that we are using the Valhalla Vintage Verb. It's a nice reverb to get fast results and fits in nearly every production. To get more presence to your element, overdrive is always nice to push the highs.
This creative phase, our mix is constantly changing. The elements we added at the beginning move further and further into the background and become an atmosphere layer. We only have 15 minutes left, so it's important to switch to the arrangement view to get our track structured.
So now we have an 8-bar loop, and this is a great situation to start with. But before focusing on the arrangement, we are working some more on the volumes. So you see, in the creative process it sometimes happens that we get lost in the details.
Sometimes. For the start, we just wanted to show one constant bass note, so we changed the whole bass melody to one tone and deleted the clip automation. For this, we have also muted the piano notes so that the song can build up at the beginning without the focus being placed directly on the melody.
Order on the project is always important to me, so I'm renaming the bus already. Maybe not the smartest idea in the 30 minutes challenge. Somehow the order on the loops didn't work out so well either. We know this from our live sets. When something goes wrong, first take a breath and see where the problem is. We have to do this here for a moment.
You can see here some very simple problems we often have with the arrangement in Ableton. For one thing, we copy some loops oddly, or the grouped audio tracks are not taken into account.
But actually this is quick to fix.
It is beautiful how the bass and the piano merge into each other. We often use such compositions for our production.
After we have removed the last loop errors, we continue with the structure. For this, we first copy the loops for the whole track and then delete the elements that don't fit. We realized that the atmosphere is getting a bit boring after some time, so we decided to add some overdrive, and to give it more movement, we mapped the overdrive frequency with an LFO. Just a small movement, but overall it makes the mix so much more exciting.
And again, we turn down the crystallizer a bit more. Now we slowly notice that the top melody is still missing, which attracts all the attention. For this, we search through Ollie's sample pack again. The good thing is that all melodic samples are sorted by key, which makes it very easy to us to find the right samples.
Visors always work well to combine different parts in a song. For us, it is always better to have a smooth and harmonic transition. For this, Ollie has some really nice surprises in his pack.
The sample doesn't quite fit the key yet, but the sound is super exciting for the track. First we slow down the sample so that the note plays every 2 bars. And as always, we change the warping mode to complex. Then we pitch it up an octave so that it stands out better in the mix. And of course we have to correct the pitch of the individual notes. In this case we just try out which tone feels best.
The lead to be really thick. That's why we use Valhalla Shimmer to highlight the shine of the sample. The shift knob controls the tone that is pushed in the reverb. In this case it is 12 semitones, so 1 octave above the sample. We use sidechain compression in almost every track in our production. Even though it only works a little on the track, it helps clean up the mix.
Of course, that's not enough for us. We duplicate the track and add another octave. All in all, we now have a really good lead sound.
Time is running out and we have all the elements for the track together, so now it's time again to arrange it. In the beginning we don't want to have a clap yet and cut the low end in the kick to bring other elements to the front for now.
The last hit of the rim shot is a bit distracting, so we are muting it and consolidate it again. Of course, it is important to place each element in space. With the rim shot now in focus, it is even more important that it gets a small amount of reverb.
The lead sound we just built is mainly for the climax, so we will mute it one more round.
Not only the lead sound should stand out, but also the drums should always increase. For this reason we add more percussion, which at the same time bring a bit of life into the production.
The loop works really well. We shorten the sustain in the warping mode and of course add some sidechain.
More is actually not always more, but the samples are just too good, so we keep adding drum loops. I really like if samples support other samples so that they can blend together and you create a unique sound.
Together with the new drum loops and the lead sound, we have now built a small climax. After that, we like to break it down again with a small build up before we come to the final drop. If we had more time here, we would come up with a new main element, maybe a new melody that supports the build up. Unfortunately, we don't have time for that right now.
Our first thought here in the break is to focus only on the melody. But we realize that the drums are essential and leave them in. To announce the final drop, we need another cymbal. We get it from the sample pack and play around a bit.
The hit seems a bit alone there, so we introduce it by reversing it. We layer it again with the white loop from our PML sample pack. Here are all the important samples from our released and unreleased songs. We know these samples so well by now that it has become the go-to library for us.
If you haven't checked out our sample pack yet, have a look on the Production Music Live website.
We add the white to the offbeat. In this case, it is important to turn off the V-trigger button in the sampler and to limit the number of the samples playing at the same time. And together we get this nice and thick drop.
At the end we get an overview of the arrangement, tidy it up a bit and cut another kick. The 30-minute challenge is over and we went really fast. We used a lot of production techniques and are now listening to our final project. We hope you enjoyed it.